tons of denominations, tons of non-denominational churches. And so you basically have these churches with the minister of that church, pastor of that church, being the head governing voice.
Of a non-denominational.
Of a non-denominational.
Like our denomination, there is a hierarchy.
Yes. Accountability, yes.
But again, we're a part of the Nazarene Church.
Yes.
And there is a hierarchy, but it's just for our denomination. It is not across the board all Protestant churches.
And room for a lot of differing opinions,
different interpretations.
Yes, what is conception, and yes, so that leaves a lot of gray area. And I think for us, the thing that we landed on in our research was it's just not being talked about. Fertility and treatment options, it's just not being discussed, or pastors aren't necessarily being educated on the medical side of it and how to counsel people. So we dug into some bylaws for our own church denomination, but
and a few others. It was honestly hard to research because each denomination has their own doctrine that they adhere to. And so, I mean, it's like we literally, all we can do is like look at a denomination, go look at their doctrine, and we would have to do that for all of them. And so it's just so different from the other examples that we've given so far, because it's just going to differ from denomination to denomination. And we just, for example, we pulled up our Nazarene doctrine and looked into that to see what exactly it said, and it actually does not reference any type of reproductive treatment at all.
Right.
It has a very strong pro-life stance, and then it goes into their opinions on stem cell research.
Yes.
Which it does state in there that they, how did they word it? Like they don't agree with in any way that after conception any harm done to a human embryo.
Right.
Which, in my opinion, that would encompass IVF as well. But it obviously doesn't speak to IUI or any other type of treatment or how that should be approached. And again, this can be seen as a good thing because it does leave it to interpretation, to the Holy Spirit, to, again, you can meet with your pastor, talk to church leadership, seek counsel in that way. But I know we've talked about, we would love to see just a little more conversation happening within these churches, and a little more openness about not just the emotional side of support, but also like the guidance in the technical side of things, because, you know, we're going into treatments as no medical background. We don't know, just like a pastor wouldn't know. And so it's like, how can we be supported by those people if they haven't done research or looked into it at all as to what is acceptable, what is biblical,